Welcome. I am the Painted Lady, and this is Adam with me tonight. And you go by as more.leaders, correct? Yes. On Instagram. Yeah. What do you prefer most?
I prefer more.leaders, but at the same time, you know, when it comes to being a professional artist, Adam's okay.
Yeah, your pen name. That'll work. Okay, yeah. Cool. So you won't get offended if I call you Adam. No, that's good. No. Okay, so let's talk, since we have this front and center, your guitar for the show this Saturday, correct? Yeah. What was your inspiration for this piece?
So pretty much, you know, I already play guitar on my own. So I've been playing for since 2005. You know, the little kid dreams of just being like a rock star and all that, you know. So, you know, I've always wanted to learn how to play, you know, and then, you know, I got a guitar, but, you know, it's just, for this one, it's like, when it comes to, so I make my own music already. So, at that point, it's like, with this series, it's called Radiant, and so it's based off of, you know, people who have either inspired me or made a difference in my life, whether it's direct or indirect, and so I include them into, it's a portrait series, so I include them in my series with my carvings, and so, you know, first I start off with my family, and I move on to, you know, close friends, and then on to you know, public figures that have made a difference in my life, you know. And so indirectly, Leo Fender, him being a creator and all that, he kind of made a difference to a lot of the music that I listen to while I create. So, I mean, it's kind of we're all in this together kind of deal. So, you know, I decided to do a tribute, especially for this Telecaster, because Telecaster is one of my dream guitars. I've always wanted one. And now I have one.
They just sound so rich. Yeah. There's a difference. I feel like from Stratocaster to Telecaster, not to cut you off, you can hear the difference.
Oh yeah,
in the styles.
Yeah. You know, my first guitar was a Fender Squire, you know, Strat Pack. So, you know.
Oh yeah, that's always the beginner,
right? Yeah. It was a nice little blue one, but I lost that one in what was it called? In eviction. I wasn't notified about it, and you know, my aunt. Just told me later on, and then I was wondering where's my guitar, where's my stuff, you know? Oh, no. And yeah, so I guess it got curbside. I'm like,
no.
So there goes that. So, but you know, at that point, you know, I've always wanted to get a Telecaster, and you know, I did at one point, but then I found out that it was a fake. So I was bummed out about it. So, but it ended up becoming my project guitar, which I'm still currently working on. Okay. But then this opportunity came, and now we have this. So.
Okay, but there's two sides of this guitar, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so show us the portrait side, because that is phenomenal. Just the work and the absolute perfection of the portrait. So you guys can see. Oh. So talk us through the portrait.
So the portrait is Leo Fender. It's him basically in his little workshop, you know, doing his thing. And like I had mentioned, you know, it's a portrait series, so I decided to include him into the Radiant series because, for me, when it comes to Radiant, it's kind of it's my physical representation of something with no name to it. It's an undescribable feeling because the thing is deep down inside, as you know, people, you know, we have this drive inside that kind of has no name to it, It's a place where we get inspiration, a place where we get just the
fire.
Yeah. So it radiates within all of us, you know. And the only thing is that when it comes to our senses, that's what filters everything. And so that's what makes us seemingly different, right? So the way I see things, the way you see things, we all see differently. But when it comes to removing all those filters, we all have that same thing on the inside. And so that's what, you know, that's probably what drove, you know, Leo Fender at that point. And, you know, eventually now, if it weren't for him, we wouldn't be here, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like a indirect connection that we have, you know. So that's why I decided to include him into this series. And, you know, it's a really nice design. I really enjoyed making it, carving into the guitar. And just everything came together. Just like I had a dream the other day, like seeing this guitar, and it's looking pretty nice, like, just like it. So,
and honestly, if you guys come to the show this Saturday, just seeing it up close and seeing the detail that's put into this, it's absolutely exquisite. So fabulous job. Thank you. When it comes to art and music, because I know you said you started out doing music first, right?
Yeah.
How did the music move into art for you?
It's kind of like we draw the inspiration from the same place. The music, it's more of like a initial feeling, and then the same thing when it comes to doing art, our expression. It comes from the same place. At least I would say it comes from the same place. And this is just our way of putting it out there. For sound, we got to put it out there through instruments, and then through art, we got to put it throughout, paintings, carvings, stuff like that. So, it's just a thing that I've always been into, just being a creator, and it's always in there. So, the things I learned is that it'll keep bugging me to want to come out until I do it, and then when I do it, I realize like, oh, this is why you want to be out here, because it's showing people things that they wouldn't have otherwise had in their head, right? So it's kind of like me doing this is my way of being able to show you that connection that we all sometimes forget with these filters. The things we see, affects our emotions. The things that we touch, affects our emotions as well. And so it's like, just all those senses just play a part of us living, but at the same time, without any of those, we would all realize that we're all the same in a way to where we could actually like bond with each other and stop like with the fear mongering, stop with the fighting, stop with everything that's currently happening in the world.
Yeah, so I feel like art puts us on the same playing field. Through art and through music, those two things, it's like, okay, we're all the same. We're just trying to express ourselves and get it out. Definitely. Do you feel like when you first started doing art, do you feel like it was really hard to kind of get across the way you felt about art?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because growing up, when I first started doing art, my teacher, he would always like get annoyed with me because I would just do it just because, just for fun. But he would want like more meaning to come out of it. I didn't really understand it at the time, but then, years after experiencing things, going through things, I eventually, oh, that's what he was trying to have me do, So now it makes sense, what he was trying to have me, put out there, because he knew that I have the potential, but he just didn't see like what I was doing was like, it was just like for funsies,
Yeah.
But yeah.
What do you feel like is your favorite medium when it comes to art? Because I've seen you do a lot of stuff with like aloe paper and wood carvings, and then casting. Like I saw the heart with the casting that you did is beautiful.
That's a really hard question, because that's why I do them all, because they're so fun. Especially glass now. I'm starting to draw into the glass side. But right now I think I'm more focused on printmaking.
Okay.
And
you said you're traveling to Thailand to kind of really hone in on that art. So what is that going to entail?
So I haven't really mentioned it yet, but I guess we'll mention it here.
I'm just going to give it away. I'm sorry. I'm peeling back your curtains for you. Right. I'm sorry.
I've been waiting until the moment comes. It's in July, but I'll be going to
Thailand. Now it's out there.
I got invited by Hello Print Friend, which is a very well-known printmaking studio over in Chiang Mai, Thailand, to do a residency out there. So I'll be learning how to do lithograph from a print master for 2 weeks. So I'll be out there just creating, and that's just another thing to add on to my little Swiss Army knife of tools.
Yes.
I like to call it a Swiss Army knife, because there's like so many things I could do, and I like to integrate them too at some point, just like this carving, but. It's I would say printmaking would probably be my thing. Second would be glass. I would say now it's glass, because I just enjoy it. It's a fun medium to play with, for sure.
What got you into that medium? Like moving. What was your first? Let's back up a little. What was your first medium ever?
Pencil.
Okay.
Pencil paper.
Okay. Beautiful. And then how did it move into what got you into glass? You're like, oh, okay, this is where I want to go with it.
Just trying it out. one point I did get exposure to doing glass blowing over at the Garcia Center in San Bernardino. So I was able to play with the glass over there because they have their glass blowing set up now. And so that pretty much like kind of like started the whole, you know, idea of playing with glass. And then shortly after that, I got offered another residency out of nowhere for 2 weeks over at Yucca Valley. It's a place called Yucca Valley Material Lab. So I got invited by Heidi. She's my instructor to do glass casting. That's where I made the glass heart and all that. Pretty much everything glass I have now is made from that residency. Okay. So that was my second exposure to glass, and you know, in a different way versus glass blowing. So that kind of gave me another outlook into a different medium that I kind of enjoy now. Especially now that I understand it, I know what to do and how to create more with that. I just got to get my hands on, you know, a kiln for all that, which I do know somebody.
Nice.
So eventually I'm going to start doing more projects with that. So
it's always more equipment, like more and more equipment.
Yeah, it gets more expensive every time you keep going into things. But I mean, you know, it pays off, you know. You know, I know like when it comes to glass world, there's a lot of, it's kind of like I wouldn't say a clique, but you know, everybody has their little bubble of, you know, artists and stuff like that, you know, surrounded about around the, you know, the mediums that you know practice.
I definitely see that. I see like the artists that are like, you know, the glass blowers and like the photographers and things like that. They have their little niches and little group settings for sure.
And, you know, it's just, you know, as soon as I started the glass thing, I started meeting more glass artists. And then the thing about glass is like, it's very popular and it's also a very, very, very old medium, you know. So
it's timeless. I mean, it's been around forever.
Mm-hmm. And then also, you know, it's very eco-friendly, you know, but besides that, it's just like that world is like, it's kind of like a bigger foot into like just being a, how do you say, like a fine arts artist, you know, like just dipping into that world of, you know, fine arts and stuff like that. It just, it's a good connection. It's a good place to network, I would say, you know, just getting into it.
I feel like it was a lost art for a while. Like I feel like it was kind of like creeping away, and it was that. It was very much like a kind of niche group of people, and then that like blown away shows started coming on and that stuff, and it kind of like exploded again. So that's good. I feel like stuff like that kind of kept it alive. And I don't know if you've been out to like Sawdust Festival and things like that, and you can kind of see it in person and see people doing the blowing glass and stuff like that. I feel like it's kind of like having a resurgence a little bit.
Yeah,
so I love that.
I have a few glass artist friends, and they're like, "Yes, finally, he's made it to our side. We brought him over.
You come to the dark side."
Yeah, but awesome. I mean, like, I see why they play with it so much. So it's really fun, and it's very rewarding too, because glass is really hard to, you know, to manipulate. You know?
Yeah, I'll leave that to you guys.
Especially glass blowing. Like they make it look like it's so easy to do, but I'm just like, I'm trying. I'm like, dang, like it's very like, it's not as viscous as you think it is, you know? So it's pretty tough and hot.
Yeah.
Really hot.
I'll let you guys handle that.
Yeah.
So if there was one thing you could tell yourself as a young artist starting out, what would you tell yourself?
Like my past self?
Yeah. Absolutely. Little words of wisdom.
Don't listen to the people who say being an artist doesn't make you any money, because it definitely does, you know, as long as you keep it up. And then opportunities come, you know, because if I would have listened to my pops and just went to the warehouse like he had told me to a long time ago, then I wouldn't be here, you know. So I would rather choose this part than just to, you know, I wasted a lot of time, you know. Yeah. In my 20s, I wasted a lot of time doing the 9-to-5 thing, you know, not really listening to myself and just like trying it out, you know. And I would just tell myself like, hey, ignore all that and just do this. Do this, you know. Give it a shot, you know. But, you know, at any way, I'm still okay with how things are, you know, because it still led up to this moment, you know. Everything kind of has its place, you know, and what drew me to this type of inspiration,
like everything has its timeline for you.
And, without those hardships, I wouldn't have been able to finally understand what my teacher was trying to tell me,
Right. We need those lessons to make those lessons make sense, right? Yeah. Okay. I have one last question for you. I thank you for your time today, but I always ask everyone, what is your favorite scary movie, sir?
Scary movie? I like the Insidious movies. Those are the ones that kind of like scare me a little bit, at least back then. Now, not so much. But it's because I like dreams, and when it comes to, or like the whole theme of Insidious is a little bit dreamlike, especially when the little kids like, going in this trance and going into different places and stuff like that. It's kind of trippy to me, but I would say those are my favorite ones.
Nice. Yeah. I like that. So besides this Saturday, what other things do you have coming up?
So I am going back to Yucca Valley Material Lab for another 5-day retreat to do bronze castings and aluminum castings.
Ooh,
that's another medium I'm going to be playing with.
I'm like, sir, share all the like you're like, yes, I have this and I have this.
I just love learning new things, So, I enjoy just playing with different mediums and then just incorporating everything together.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get my hands on it so then I could learn like, all right, so I need this, I need that, more equipment,
more things in that pocket knife, right?
Yeah. I have that going on, and then like I mentioned, going to Thailand in July, and then I think that's pretty much it. I've just been pretty wrapped up in making funds for everything to travel this year. I'm still waiting on another opportunity that I had applied for, but I haven't heard much of it yet, so we'll see about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, tell us your socials one more time so everyone knows where to come see you and find you in the world, since you're all over the place.
So you could find me over on Instagram at more.leaders, more.leaders. More Leaders, that's me, and that's pretty much it where you can find me. If you want to email me, if you have any concerns, or if you want to like purchase something, you could just email me at moreleadersart@gmail.com.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, we will see you this Saturday. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for sharing your beautiful art with us.
Yeah, no
and I look forward to seeing more stuff from you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.